Hi, my friends. Welcome back to my Soul Navigation Soulmate series, where I'm going to teach you how you can recognize who your soulmates are. Now, soulmate isn't always, as you know, a marriage mate, but a marriage mate is always a soulmate. Right? So sometimes our soulmates are also our enemies. Sometimes they are our children, and well, all our children are soulmates actually, because these are people who you incarnated with a contract in place. So they are here to grow you. In my last series, we talked about the nodal axis, and I'm going to touch upon it again right here. But I do want to invite you to become a member, because I continue the conversation over there around what is the very best combination with the nodal axis in order to attract your highest, best love. I talk about my own personal story as well, and I would love for you to join, where you get all kinds of juicy secrets and tidbits and behind the scenes, and I go a little deeper over there. If you would love to be a member and join my Soul Navigation super supporters, all you have to do is go to my Soul Navigation homepage and click the join button. It's right next to the subscribe button, but you can't find it on a phone. It only works on a computer. But let's go into this now on soulmates and how to recognize your soulmate astrologically through the astrological lens. So in order to develop a really healthy relationship, it works best if you have planetary placements from your partner's chart into your chart, putting them together that are harmonious, okay? So we're taking their chart and your chart, and we're putting them together. So I talked about the dangers of being involved with somebody whose sun sits on your south node. I'm also going to tell you that if you've got somebody whose Saturn or Mars sits on your south node, this is going to be a very, very challenging relationship. This is going to be a relationship that is really going to viscerally ask you to rise up way beyond your stamina or your capacity can even handle. Now, I'm not saying every relationship is doomed. Maybe you have great planetary combinations and support and real world support and tools to be able to get through it. But I'm telling you, if you feel like you're, eating on glass for a snack in this relationship, yeah, I get it. I totally get it. And if you're not, I would say, are you awake? Are you actually awake inside this relationship? Shout out to all my Pisces. Aren't these gorgeous? These are fine bone china. They're really, really beautiful. Although I don't believe in fine bone china anymore. I got these a while back ago. This is my Pisces coffee cup. Anyways, let's go back to how can you recognize a soulmate. If you meet somebody and they're Mars or Saturn sits right smack on your south node, this is going to be painful. This is going to be a hard relationship. If it's Mars, it could even get violent. It could get combative and competitive. This is somebody who could be somebody who could really hurt you or destroy you, break your heart. Break your identity. This is somebody who comes in with a lot of strength and power in this relationship. This can also have tons of sexual magnetic attraction. Like immediately you might have just been like, oh man, this is like a fantasy. That's because it probably was. In your last lifetime, you had a very sexual relationship with a person whose Mars sits on your south node. But I won't say that it was necessarily a good one or a pleasant one. It might have been. We'd have to look at the whole entire chart to know that. But you probably had a magnetic attraction to this person. And so it carries over into this lifetime, because your south node is sort of everything that you came with in this lifetime. It's kind of the baggage, the luggage that you carried. And if a person's Mars is sitting there, they're telling you that they were a piece of your story, and it could very easily have come in the form of a sexual relationship. So if you have a sexual attraction to this person, then I pretty much guarantee you that that's a carryover. If you don't have a sexual attraction to this person, but you have an attraction and it's a little bit more competitive or alive and sparring, it might have been that you had a crush and you weren't able to consummate that connection that way. And in this lifetime, your body, your soul wants to. There can be excitement and there can be blessings in that. It is really, really quite hard. And if you have Saturn there, this person was probably your father or a father figure to you. And this person also could be a teacher in your past. There is probably going to be an oppressive or repressive or a suppressive piece to your relationship where they may want to hold you down or suppress you or tell you the rules and regulations in which you need to live by that you're not going to want to. You're not going to want to follow their rule book, their playbook. You're not going to feel comfortable doing their militant rules and regulations. You're not going to want to eat carrot sticks. You're going to want to eat hamburgers. You're not going to want to be vegan if they tell you to be vegan. You're going to want to be a cattle rancher. Good luck and God bless you, right? I pray that it works, but it's very hard. And I want you to leave me a comment and let me know. Are you married or are you in relationship to somebody who puts their Saturn is conjunct your South Node by 6 degrees, either 6 degrees going forward or 6 degrees going backwards. By the way, if you didn't see my first video that I did last week on this in the Soulmate series, please go and watch that because I talked to you a lot about if the person's sun sign sits on your South Node and what does it mean. I almost think that it's a little bit harder and even a little bit more painful if it's their Mars or Saturn. And I would recommend people to, if they haven't gotten in too deep, to just not go there. But if you're just so viscerally attracted, maybe if you're a female or a male and you have a Saturn person on your South Node, maybe you are looking for an authority. Maybe you are a little meeker or mild and you want that guidance and that authority and you want that sense of powerful figure in your life that can sort of dictate or tell you what to do and what not to do. And you might like that. That might be super fun for you. Let me know if that's fun for you. I want to know. I bet you're not a Gemini. I bet you're not. Geminis don't stand for that. Nope. You might be a Capricorn. I think a Capricorn might be able to deal with that because they have a sense of power themselves. They like that. They have respect for somebody who comes in with a great deal of authority. And it allows them to feel like somebody's put the stakes in the ground so they can now be, sort of the leaf blowing in the wind and they can tap into their creative self or creative energy. I have a feeling though, that this is a little bit like, I have a feeling that the South Node person will eventually outgrow the Saturn person. And that won't be a permanent relationship. But hey, it might be fun for now, right? By the way, I'm running my next contest. And if you want to win your free natal chart or your deep dive report, I'm going to do my next drawing on September 15th. All you have to do is like, share, and comment, and of course subscribe because I'm trying to get to 20,000 subscribers. And let me know in the little notes section in the comment that you want your name to be in the hat, and then I'm going to draw the name, maybe on a live feed. But anyways, I want to talk to you about another way in which you can find your soulmate that is really beneficial to you and helpful. When somebody's North Node, when you do a bi-wheel, you put your wheel in the middle and then you put their wheel on the outside. You put their natal chart on the outside of your chart. Now, if their North Node, and you don't even need to do that. If you don't have the software to do that, you can still figure it out. Because if you know what sign your 7th house is, your 7th or your 8th house, primarily your 7th house, if you know what sign that is, if that's Aquarius, let's say, and the other person who you're interested in, their North Node falls in your 7th house, this is a potential marriage partner for you. It's potential. We have to look at some other factors. We got to see some other things. But if their north node is in the sign of your 7th house, this is a potential marriage partner for you. And I also want to say, if you've got their north node in your 8th house, the 8th house is the house of intimacy. And it's saying that they would rise to their very best self in an intimate sexual relationship with you, sharing their money, sharing the core of themselves, sharing their soul, sharing the bond of intimacy. So if your crush or partner has their north node in your 7th or 8th house, it's a really beautiful thing. I'll also tell you that a really big soulmate connection is when their north node is on your ascendant. Soulmates come in all kinds of packages, and some soulmates stay in your life for a long, long time, and other soulmates are fleeting. If you've ever had anybody save your life, like I have, I had a firefighter save my life. I would have died without him, and thank God for him. I talk about him. If you're a member, you know about him from my video, Girl on Fire. And if you're not a member, I recommend you come be a member, and you can learn all about astrology through real life stories. I go in a little bit deeper in my membership series videos. Anyways, if you've ever had anybody save your life, that's a soulmate. If you've ever had anybody change your life just through a comment or a statement, fleeting, that's a soulmate, but it's not necessarily a marriage mate. Marriage can be found in numerous ways. I'll tell you one little secret about marriage mates. Marriage mates are not usually found through the 5th house. The 5th house is considered love affairs, but those are dalliances. Those are, flights of fancy, if you will. That's lust and passion and fun. And it's like, it's kind of a sexy house. But when you have your 7th or 8th house lit up by the other person, especially through the nodal axis, then you have encountered a soulmate that can be a marriage mate. And if you've got your vertex in the chart that looks like a V and an X, I don't usually put the vertex in. If you want to order a natal chart from me, and you want to know where the vertex is, all you have to do when you send me your birth info is tell me that you want me to tell you where the vertex is, and I can put it in the chart. I just don't normally do because it clutters it, but hold on. Here's how you will meet a twin flame. I'm going to tell you about the twin flame secret. Now, the twin flame is very interesting because it doesn't always mean that you can marry your twin flame and live happily ever after. Twin flames can wreak havoc on your soul. But I'm telling you, it's somebody who you are supposed to dance with in this lifetime. And it will probably be one of your most intense connections. And sometimes your twin flame you have a romantic relationship with, and other times you don't. You just have a platonic relationship with. Your twin flame, your soulmate, your life mate, your marriage mate can find you through knowing where your vertex is. If your vertex sits on their north node, or if their vertex sits on your north node, yours sits on theirs, or theirs sits on yours. Are you with me in this Rubik's Cube? That's destiny. That is destiny. Now, it doesn't mean it's going to last, but it means it should be so. So Brad Pitt and Angelina had massive vertex connection, just massive. Like it was in mutual reception or something crazy. I learned it in Brian Clark's class out in Australia. I love him, by the way. Does anybody know Brian Clark's work? He's amazing, amazing, amazing. I love that man. Love his mind, love his personality, love his soul. He's just delicious. Anyways, I did a vertex class with him many years ago at NORWAC and here in Seattle, and it was just fascinating. And so Angelina and Brad had these just bang on powerful, vertexes that was just like impossible to not indulge in. And so their relationship was really magnetic and super passionate, right? High highs and low lows, but it didn't last. I do believe, though, look at the family that they created, look at the abundance they created, and look at what their lives generated. I just can see that they were supposed to be together, and their vertexes were absolutely amazing. So when you're looking to see if this person is a true soulmate, see if your vertex comes close to their north node or if theirs comes close to yours. That is a soulmate connection. That could even be a twin flame connection. That is a destiny connection for sure. I hope that you know where your vertex is, and if not, order a natal chart and let me know that you want one, or just become a member and you get one for free. But you have to email me at soulnavigation1111@gmail.com to send me your birth time. Yeah, stay tuned for my next soulmate series. Bye for now.